Welcome to A Jazz Life. Jazz lets each player be heard. And on our show, the jazz players speak. Today we're at the home of Nils, the #1 guitar player, producer, all-around major talent. Here from Germany, making his home in California. Hello, Nils.
Hello, welcome to my home.
Thank you. It's a hot summer day and beautiful here in the hills and the trees. Your recording studio is like a tree house. It's like a perch up here. Gorgeous. You really have made some beautiful sounds. You've recorded your albums here, haven't you?
Yeah, the last 3 albums were recorded here, and some others.
Fantastic. And you work also on some film soundtracks, don't you?
Yeah, it's all done right here, yeah.
We are here. So, Pacific Coast Highway, #1 record, right out of the box, his first album.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. That was #1 for a long time.
Yeah, forever. And it's been the most played song in the whole first decade.
Wow.
From 2000 to 2010.
And that was your first record?
No, it was my second record. My first one was called Blue Planet. And Blue Planet was with a different label. And the label was, it filed bankruptcy right when the CD came out. So the record died before even having a chance really getting on radio and do anything. And the whole backstory is that I was really fed up with the whole smooth jazz thing at that time because of that experience. We did some incredible shows though for Blue Planet. It was an all-star record. I was unknown. Mm-hmm. So in able to kind of make some noise, what we did on Blue Planet was hire as many or get favors from as many big names as possible.
Right.
So on Blue Planet I have a duet with George Benson.
Oh,
I have one of the last recordings of Carl Anderson singing. I got Phil Perry on the record, Saida Garrett, Paul Jackson Jr., Abe Laboriel, Ricky Lawson played drums,
heavy
Gerald Albright, everybody played on Blue Planet. And we did all-star shows to support the album. We called it, the label is Nils and the West Coast All-Stars.
Beautiful.
And we played Monterey, we played the Fox Theater in Bakersfield. And it was a really intense undertaking because it was like, before they only had played little clubs like La Ville in Los Angeles and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, like on a big concert stage with a 12-piece band of superstars. Sekou Banjum bass, who else? The horn section was Rick Braun, Eric Marienthal, and Everett Harp. And it was just an amazing band.
Yeah. Amazing band. Yeah, you don't see a lineup but that except
like
festivals.
All-Star jams.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But then the tour support fell apart underneath. And I ended up having to go at one time, to the Tower Record and buy 20 of my records at retail price because I couldn't get promo copies from the label.
Oh,
and I had promised them to the radio station in lieu of advertising to give them 20 promo copies so they can auction them away on the air to advertise the show. So we had to give them to them. And I had to put on my credit card and pay. And the whole thing felt awfully apart till I realized the label had filed bankruptcy, and it was like a big mess at the end for me. And I was fed up, and I wanted to basically say, well, I want to pursue my career into film and TV music, and put this on the side burner. But I always produce records,
That explains why I hadn't heard of your first album.
I had some more songs ready by that time, and I had more. And then while producing some other artists, whenever I go in the studio and I have another track laying around, and we go and cut drums, I get them to maybe lay down next to the track for me at the end of the session with some time. And I had another record finish, and that was Pacific Coast Highway.
Beautiful.
And all I thought what I want to do with it is put it out as like a business card. So, here's another, here's some music I produced. It's instrumental stuff, jazzy stuff. And only 2 people heard it, Frank Cody from Rendezvous Records and a neighbor of mine here in Hidden Hills, Tom Hayden. And both wanted it, And now, of course, I was tempted to go with Rendezvous Records, was a bigger known album. But when we're getting closer to actually signing a deal, it was harder to get a hold of him. And I already, it got the same vibe that I had from the previous label. I said, I'm going to be the experiment. because they were known at that time they golfed up all the artists that lost their record deal, but already had an established audience.
Oh, right.
So Rick Braun was on the label, and Richard Elliott and all these people.
Right.
They said, well, I'm probably going to be the experiment, the new artist, and if I don't work out, I'm just a tax write-off. So I went with a small label, saying, well, at least they're going to put an effort in it because they cannot afford just to throw it out and not do anything.
Right, savvy.
So I signed with Baja TSR, and I wasn't expecting much, and I'd get these calls every week. Single is doing good. We're going up. We're on the charts. We're on top 10. We're number 5. Till it went up to number 1 and just stayed there. And the song to that day is basically probably one of the songs that's kind of hallmark song of the genre.
Definitely.
Definitely. And I'm happy about it. Put me on the map, so to speak.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's play it.
Okay.
All right. That was beautiful. Nils, tell us, where are you from?
I grew up in Munich, Germany.
Did you come directly here from Munich?
Yes, I did. I came here to go to GIT, to the Guitar Institute, basically for 1 year to study. And then after that, once I was here, I heard about this other school, Dick Grove, and I wanted to study composition and arrangement, which I did. I studied 1 year guitar, and then I went to Dick Grove and studied composition arrangement. And then I took some film writing classes at Dick Grove afterwards. And that's where I met my friend with a recording studio and started working in a recording studio, and basically ended up staying here, and I'm still. It was in the mid '80s, and I'm still here. Yeah.
Terrific. Well, lucky for us.
Yeah. Lucky for me too. Yeah, but it was. I think it was a good move.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful here. It's beautiful here, and it's a communication center. LA's quite a crossroads.
For entertainment industry, it's definitely a hub. I got to play with all the big stars and musicians that I only knew from reading the record credits on albums, and now I'm playing with all of them, or most of them at least, and that's a big dream for me.
Oh yeah, very exciting, huh? Yeah, childhood dream.
Yeah.
So your family, are they still in Germany? You still have
They're
family
back in Germany. They lived all over the place too. They moved to Puerto Rico. They lived there for 10 years.
Wow.
Then my parents had a house in Connecticut for a while. They lived there, and then once they got older, they decided to retire back in Germany.
Oh, that's a good place to retire.
Oh yeah, well they were scared about healthcare.
Exactly.
Actually, this year I had a great opportunity to go home and do a European tour.
Oh, that's right.
And it was actually the very first time my parents saw me perform.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
There was a big festival in Austria, in Biberweiler, which is just an hour from Munich, where my parents live. And they came down, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Yeah, I bet they were so proud, so excited, so proud.
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cute. I can just picture them.
You can see them on the website. They have on the website. There's a video from the European festival from Biberweiler, and you see my parents dancing in the audience there too.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
So when you did the tour, you were in Germany. How many cities did you do?
I did Munich, Stuttgart, Berlin, and Austria, Biberweiler.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I heard Berlin is a big art city. Is that?
Berlin is fun, yeah. Berlin is absolutely fabulous. So much music going on. It's the closest to New York we have.
Really?
In Germany, yeah. It has a similar vibe as far as the energy. It's always open. It's a 24-hour city.
Interesting.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think at one time they might have had some kind of subsidies when Berlin was a divided city.
Yeah.
To keep the arts alive, and
they had, yeah. I mean, that was my reality before I came to the States. I mean, West Berlin was an island in a foreign country, in East Germany, which at that time was a foreign country, governed under the Russians. And so, in order to keep people there, you have all kinds of stipulations, cheap rent. There was very conducive to artists. And there was a lot of underground art, and there was punk and new wave music came out of there, and a lot of really, and also graphic artists and modern artists came out of Berlin, and there's still, now it's different. Obviously, it's the capital again, and government moved back in, so it's a little bit more conservative on that respective. But some of that life is still present in Berlin, and I don't think it's going to ever lose it.
Wow, interesting. Very interesting. So I have to say that you look quite comfortable in Southern California.
Well, yeah.
Very relaxed here among the trees and the sunshine. It's a lifestyle that seems to suit you.
Absolutely. It's the one thing, can't beat that climate here. Some people complain that it doesn't have all the 4 seasons, and you don't. I always say if you have to get stuck on one season, that's the season to get stuck on.
So true. And it is a hub. There are so many musicians nearby. There are a lot of people you can play with, a lot of creative input.
I mean, I created some really nice communities of friends that will work together, especially with on my last few records. I worked with the people from Gravity 180. There was like a trio that I produced into a full band, and you can check that out on my website too.
Let's play it. Nils, your studio is amazing. It's like we're in the treetops.
Thank you.
And all the gold and platinum here. This is fabulous. And the guitars. Oh, look at this old one. You've had this one a long time, right?
I bought this one for my 18th birthday, yes.
Is it your favorite?
It is one of my favorites. It's a Fender Stratocaster. It's so old. It could have been theoretically played by Jimi Hendrix. I don't know if it was, but it's nice to believe. I just love it. It's an old vintage Strat, and it's a beautiful old beat up instrument that has a lot of character.
It's so cool. It's so cool. How about the other ones?
Well, my most favorite guitar I play every day is my Valley Arts, the red one. You see it on all my album covers, and that's also, I probably played it every day since I got it, and I had this for almost, 20 years now or something. So that's like, one of the best guitars. I also love I have some nice acoustics. This Ibanez here is strung with a Nashville tuning, so it's strung higher. It's a higher octave. It's the thin set of a 12-string, and so it has a very peculiar sound. Use it for finger picking, or you double it up with a regular acoustic 6-string, and you get the 12-string sound on 2 separate guitars.
Oh, nice!
It's an old production trick. If you double your rhythm playing, with a Nashville and with a regular, you get the sonic width of a 12-string, but you get the minute, tiny differences from playing it twice on 2 different guitars. So it sounds richer. So I have that reserved for that, and I got the Taylor. I like a lot. It has a nice Koa wood, and it sounds a very warm sounding acoustic guitar. I like that one too.
Yeah, I love acoustic guitars. Do you mic them, or do they have pickups in them?
Some of them do, but I prefer miking them for recording purposes. Usually you get a better sound. The pickup is just if you use them on a live performance, you need to amplify them. But I always feel like sonically the best sound if you use microphones on them.
So what's next for Nils?
I've been occupied with a lot of different projects. We are on the 2nd single. There's a movie coming up that with this team that I'm saying with my friend Wolfgang and the composer Georgia Cogni that we're working on. That's starting in a couple of weeks. Another movie that I'm going to mix and play guitar on. So
fun.
Guitar soundtrack, so that's also going to start in a few months. I got to finish the record for David Hunt, for the winemaker. And then starting next year, I'm going to do a lot more touring. I'm already booked in Europe again for the festival in August. I might even go on a little Christmas tour, also Germany.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Again, next year, do a lot of playing.
It's going to be an interesting year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I used to ask people on KMET, I used to always ask if you have a favorite quote. Do you have a favorite quote?
I have several. One is mine, and it's hard to keep down good music. Meaning, like, if you do your music right, it will find its way, and it will withstand the test of time, and people will love it, even if you can't place it right this minute, or if you have a hard time to get a record deal, or you have a hard time to get it out. If the music is really good, it will find a way.
Yes.
The other one is a Bob Dylan quote that says, "A man that gets up in the morning, goes to bed at night, and in between does what he enjoys doing is a success." And that's how I measure my success in life in general. That I'm basically managed to make a living with my art, and with what I love to do is for me the biggest success.
It's wonderful.
And that one makes me happy.
It's pretty great. Well, thank you for joining us, Nils. This has been a fantastic tour of your home, of your studio. You've done so much beautiful work in here. I feel really honored.
Thank you, Robin. It was my pleasure.
Let's listen to a little more Nils music on the way out. Here's a cut from his latest album, What the Funk. And thank you all for joining us. Until next time, this is Robin.